A common challenge in face-to-face fundraising is knowing when and how to transition from a great conversation into your pitch without making it feel awkward or forced. Today, I'm going to show you how. So you've just built some fantastic rapport. You've had a really good, genuine conversation with someone. Maybe it's about their dog, maybe about their favorite sport, or even just about how their day is going. And now it's actually time to fundraise. But suddenly it feels a bit awkward. How do you go from chatting about their love of hiking to asking them to support a cause? You don't want to cheapen the interaction. You don't want to make it feel weird or like you were just sort of waiting to sell them something. But there's good news. There's a simple way to make this transition smooth and effortless. In this video, I'm not only going to share with you the exact phrase that I use to make my transitions feel natural, comfortable, and actually way more effective, but I also want to share with you the 3 ingredients that make a great transition and also some of the psychology behind why this works so well. So let's start with the ingredients first. A good transition statement does 3 things. Number 1, it shows appreciation. It acknowledges the conversation we just had and it appreciates the person. The second thing is that it respects their time. It recognizes that they're busy and you value them and you value their time. And the third thing is that it invites them into your pitch. So it invites them to hear more and it draws them into it rather than it feeling like you're forcing that conversation on them. So let me share with you an example. This is the statement that I use almost every single time, or it's a variation of this. So let's just say I've had this great conversation with someone. We talked about maybe their job, the weekend plans, or maybe something completely random. What I do is I wait until the moment feels right? So perhaps there's a bit of a lull or we've kind of come to the end of talking about something, and I'll simply pause and say, "Hey Alex, I've really enjoyed chatting with you. I appreciate you sharing and talking with me today. Now, I know you've got things to do, and as nice as it's been, I'm sure you didn't come here just to talk to me. But before you go, I'd love to take a few minutes just to tell you a little bit more about who we are and what we do." So let me just break it down for you one more time so that you can see these 3 different ingredients at play. "Hey Alex, I've really enjoyed chatting with you. I appreciate you sharing and talking with me today. Now, I know you've got things to do, and as nice as it's been, I'm sure you didn't come here just to talk to me. But before you go, I'd love to take a few minutes just to tell you a little bit more about who we are and what we do." And guess what? It feels natural, it's not salesy, and I think the best part is, I believe it increases engagement during my pitch. Now, I believe this because I've tested it out, I've tried different ways of doing this, and I feel like this really creates a sense that because I've built great rapport and I've really focused on them and hearing them out and finding out about them, when it's my turn to share, there's a sense of wanting to hear what I have to say more than there would be if it feels like I'm just there and I just want to sort of, tell them about the cause and get them to sign up. So I really do believe that it's a powerful way, not just to transition, but actually to create more engagement during your pitch. And before you go, I want to describe and talk about some of the psychology and the science behind why this actually works. So firstly, people like to feel valued. People have a strong and deep psychological need to be valued and appreciated. The second reason is because we're respecting their time. We're acknowledging that their time is precious, they feel respected, and they're going to be much more patient with us because they realize that we do value their time and their patience. And the third thing is that people also have a deep need for autonomy, to have a sense of control. And when we use this correctly and it feels more like an invitation, and they actually feel like they're choosing to continue, they're choosing to be there rather than being forced into this. And honestly, I think it's a really incredible statement that works extremely well if you use it right and if you practice it. So here's what I want you to do, or what I'm suggesting that you do. Sit down and write your own transition statements. By all means, you can copy mine, but if you want to create your own or tweak it, absolutely, I think that's probably the best way to go. And then once you have your statement sort of written out, practice it, right? Practice it until you feel like you can say it extremely naturally, smoothly, And then when you're building rapport and you find that space, just give it a go. Just put it in there, try it out. And I really believe you're going to see that this is going to really level up your experience and actually improve your engagement and your fundraising overall. And if you already have your own smooth transition, drop it in the comments below. Or perhaps if you create your own, share it with everyone else. That would be really, really cool. I love to hear from people. I love to hear how other people do things. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this helpful, I would appreciate you like the video, subscribe to the channel so you can get more fundraising tips. And as always, stay inspired and keep fundraising.